jumping, laugh.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. DreamHack Open Summer 2013. It's been a great tournament so far, and there are some more matches to go. You guys waving at the camera? Getting called out by the host right now. Why were you waving? It's my time right now, please. Okay? This guy. All right. Before we get into the next quarter... Yeah, sure. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sometimes my jokes fall really flat. That was a good one. All right. We're going to do a schedule real quick, so let's take a look at what we've got coming down the pipe. There it is. I guess I don't have to face it. That's kind of weird. Taeja and TLO will be playing next. Of course, I'll say it in a bigger voice later. And then a couple other quarterfinal matches. Then, of course, we'll get right into the semifinals. Or no, we're in the semifinals. Then we'll get into the finals. I should be turning around and looking at that right now. You guys can see it. All right? Very good. Let's bring these players out so I can stop killing myself in the middle of this stage. How's that sound? Are you guys ready for the players? All right. Please join me in welcoming our next quarterfinal match. It is Team Liquid's Taeja and TLO. Make some room, gentlemen. Make some room for Minsick, please. All right. So it's no mistake. This is a team kill, which is very hard. Now Team Liquid as the solid second best team in all of esports. This is obviously a really tough thing in this round. What is it like to play your teammate in an elimination match?
지금 팀원 상대하는데 기분 어떤지?
팀원 상대하는데 뭐 같은 팀이긴 해도 올라가서 이겨야 되니까 꼭 이기고 싶어요.
Even they're both teammates, he wants to win and to go further.
Okay. Dario?
Yeah, I mean, same.
Very good. A man of many words. So one of the kind of recent things that's come up for us StarCraft 2 players is that we play this game so darn much, sometimes it takes a toll on our body. And actually both of you are examples of guys that have been through that but risen above it and are now here in a big, very important... What are some of the obstacles that have stopped you guys physically from getting here, and how did you overcome them?
지금 너 몸 상태가 별로 안 좋았잖아. 그 전에 좀 그래서 뭐 했는지 지금 그 전에 몸이 안 좋아서 게임을 많이 못 해서 그 지금 또 시작하고 지금 잘 성격 또 나오고 있잖아. 어떻게 했는지.
외국에서 하는 거는 당연히 성적 내야 된다 생각하고요. 한국에서 성적을 내야지 제대로 된 성적이라 생각하기 때문에 별로 그렇게 생각하진 않아요.
그 몸 상태 어떻게? 몸이 안 좋았잖아.
네.
뭐 했어? 몸 도와줘가지고 쉰 거야 좀?
그냥 스트레칭하면서 게임했는데. 네.
When I asked him about like what he did to overcome because he had like some problems with his physical things, and what he said was he was just stretching, and he thinks like to show good results in the foreign tournaments, like that's something he has to do, and he wants to show good results in Korea as well. So.
Well, basically, I just live much healthier than I used to. I eat better. I sleep less. Sleeping less helped me a lot because, especially because I slept on my arms. I don't do that anymore, and just doing some sport.
A lot of us use our arms to sleep. How do you sleep without your arms?
You just screw them off and detach them, and then when you wake up, you put them on again.
Okay. All right. So one last question for each of you. Taeja, you are a past DreamHack champion. You are once again in the round of 8. Is this what would it be like to win again? Is that really important to you, or is this just another experience that you hope to gain as you go forward?
작년 드림핵 우승자인데 그리고 이번에 또 얼마나 중요한지 우승하는 거 얼마나 중요한지 이번에 우승하는 거가.
최근에 많이 못해서 꼭 우승해야지 기세를 몰아서 WCS도 잘할 것 같아.
The thing is that his recent results are not that good, so he thinks it's time for him that he wins this tournament to get some points for WCS and to show some good results at WCS as well.
Very good. And Dario, my question for you is, a lot of people have been following your career for a very long time now, and one of the things you've talked a lot about is how the round of 8 seems to be kind of one of the walls. It's a place that you find yourself a lot, but it's very, very tough for you to get past that. So what kind of steps have you taken to mentally prepare yourself for this match, and what would it mean for you to break through this wall?
Well, I think the fact that I'm playing against a teammate helps a little bit because it takes my mind off a little bit stress. I know a Team Liquid member is going to be in the round of 4, so I can just go into the match with a completely open mind. I'm not going to be stressed out. I'm feeling really relaxed right now. Not too relaxed, but just the right amount, I think. So I'm going to be fine.
Very good, ladies and gentlemen. Please give it up for these two guys. Thank you very much. We will see you in the booths. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Team Liquid is going to do battle here. Taeja and TLO. Very excited. But first, we're going to do a commercial break, and when we come back, that match. No, we're not. No commercial break. Voice in the head. All right. How about the casters? Over to Apollo and Nathanius. Please give a warm round of applause for them.
Thank you, Jeff, once again, as we're ready to begin the second quarterfinal of the evening. The winner of this match will go on to play against Jaedong in the semifinals. I'm quite excited for this. How are you feeling about this matchup coming up?
I'm really, really pumped, especially considering the players that are coming in here. This is going to be, I think, a little bit more volatile than we saw the Lucifron versus Jaedong match. TLO playing quite a bit more of a creative style against Terran players. And Taeja, of course, as we went through, both these players coming off of those injuries that slowed them down in the past. Really interested to see just how prepared he is for this Heart of the Swarm match.
I mean, Taeja has been going through a difficult time in his StarCraft 2 career. There is no lies around that. He hasn't had the same results he used to. He has been a champion, 3 different StarCraft 2 championship titles he's won. DreamHack, Assembly, and an MLG arena as well. And then there was a point in his StarCraft 2 career where a lot of people would go ahead and say, Taeja is one of the best Terran players worldwide. I think there's a point in 2012 Summer when a lot of people really thought that. But nowadays, he's not quite the same player he used to be. Injuries have held him back. So if this is TLO's opportunity to beat Taeja, it's better than ever before.
Especially looking at that wall being the round of 8 for TLO. This is as good of an opportunity as he's going to be able to get, and I do like that he brought up, at least he has the clear conscience that there will be a Team Liquid player advancing on to the round of 4, so he can just go into saying, hey, give it my best shot, win. If I don't, then at least I can cheer for my teammate in the next round.
All right, so let's get ready for the second quarterfinal of the evening. It's about to begin here. First map is Star Station. Let's do this.
And on this map that is Star Station, spawning in the bottom right position as the blue Terran player from Team Liquid, it is Taeja.
A former DreamHack champion, the only DreamHack champion left in this tournament.
And he will have to play his teammates, spawning in the top left position as the red Zerg player. Also from Team Liquid, it is TLO.
TLO, in the last 6 months of his career, if not longer, I'd say 9 months, the last 9 months of his career, we have seen a massive incline in results. Because before that, I think the beginning of 2012, 2011, he was consistent, but very low consistent. This is talking top 64 here and there, qualifier for a tournament here and there. But throughout 2012, especially at DreamHack, which seems to be one of his home tournaments to play in, let me list off his 2012 results here at DreamHack. Round of 32, round of 32, round of 8. Then in winter, back down to round of 12. This year, round of 16. Then all of a sudden, he's found himself back in the round of 8 at another DreamHack tournament. He has got round of 8 so many times. I think it's about 4 times at different tournaments. He has not been in a semi-final. Funnily enough, TLO has never been in a semi-final when it comes to his StarCraft 2 career.
And that's going to be a gap he needs to overcome. I think one of the things that will help him, though, are the opponents that he's had to play against. The caliber of the tournaments, he's made it to the round of 8 and doing well in the WCS Europe finals, making it to the global finals. These, he hasn't just been playing against other European players. He's gone against everyone, the top Korean pros. And this is going to be one of those things that's going to help propel him into this match, as we do have both players opening up pretty economically.
Yeah, I'd just like to extend that. I mean, semi-final at top-tier tournaments is what I meant to say there. But yeah, we do have these 2 builds starting up. Command Center first down by Taeja. Both of these players are teammates. They know each other's style inside out. They've practiced against each other. They've lived with each other. And to be honest, I think, as TLO pointed out, this is going to help him out. It helps his nerves. It helps his stress levels. He knows how to play against his opponent here at the DreamHack Open 2013.
And we do actually have TLO going for a bit of a drone scout. You know, he may know his teammate, and he also knows that Taeja would not be amiss to go for something like a very, very aggressive start to this series. So he just wants to play this a little bit comfortably. And as far as the strategies go on Star Station, there's a lot of airspace around the main, the natural, for drop play. Now, as far as what TLO is going to do, will we see that creative style from him? He does not yet have any gas. The SCV will be able to see this, and actually, is he going to be able to spot this gas going down? Taeja's SCV does not see that extractor, Apollo.
Yeah, it's not really been used for anything anyway, and he didn't see it, so it's been cancelled, so not too much of a big deal there. So, of course, if you do want to tweet in at us here at DreamHack, make sure to use the hashtag DHOpen and send us some tweets our way. You may get featured on the show, of course. But looking at these players' results, Taeja's had a pretty good run in this tournament so far, only losing a single game out of the, 3 maps, but only a single series so far in this tournament. And TLO, on the other hand, has lost a couple of games, but most importantly, in the last round, in the round of 16, he was able to beat down LGIM Squirtle, one of the biggest single results he's had in a long, long time here. And if he's able to beat Squirtle, then go on to beat Taeja, he's making history in his career.
Yes, he is. And, you know, he did that with some very nice plays, some unorthodox things we don't see terribly much in ZVP. Now, as far as this ZVT goes, we do have Taeja going for the fast third command center. He's playing a very economic style. TLO has overlords in position. He will be able to get the information basically whenever he wants to. Factory swapping over to the reactor. We're going to see a couple of Hellions come out, and a very fast starport, even off of just one gas for Taeja.
That's right, so with just a single starport coming down, he could go for just a single Banshee. Hellion Banshee plays pretty safe against a lot of different all-ins that potentially could come here. But TLO's opened up 6 queens. I really do like the addition of 6 queens. Great creep spread, great against Medivacs, which obviously can grace the field, great against Banshees, of course. Offers a lot of versatility when it comes to TLO's opening.
Yeah, and it's going to do a great job at least pushing away any Banshees, like you did say. The Tech Lab was built on that barracks. We actually saw a similar style here from Gumiho earlier, with a very just centric around putting on a decent bit of pressure with these units. But like you said, the creep spread already pushing out quite a bit. The Hellions not going to be able to put on too much pressure. And behind this, Zergling speed coming up for TLO. Double evolution chamber. He is getting ready to move into the macro game. His third hatchery just past halfway done.
Yeah, a super normal game here playing out by TLO. Double evolution chamber coming down for those 1-1 melee upgrades most likely here. Bit of a mistake not having the guys in gas on the natural at this point, and a single drone just kind of not doing anything at the back there. But not a huge mistake, and we'll see if it gets corrected as this game comes on. But so far, so good for TLO. Nothing major coming here from Taeja as well, who's getting his own double engineering bay down. Both of these players respecting each other, knowing that neither of them are going to try anything risky to bring an easy win in game number 1.
And I think that's a very good point to bring up, especially considering that they are teammates. The last thing you want is someone trying to mind game you, say, okay, well, if you're going to go for this, any particular style, he's not going to be able to shut it down, especially some of the more aggressive openings that TLO has a bit of a hallmark in his play. He does know about the third command center. He recognizes that he has this gap, and we're going to see the lair now begin. As far as the additional tech goes for TLO, are we going to see him play standard Ling, Muta, Baneling, Apollo?
Yes, we are. We're seeing a very normal game coming out, just a standard Zerg versus Terran play here from him, as we do have the Banshee making its way, and it has been spotted, has been scouted.
And it doesn't have cloak, so it's not going to be doing anything really crazy. I do like that Taeja's getting a Viking behind this, able to pick away at the overlords that TLO will have to scout, something we don't see terribly often. The Banshee is going to get in here trying to take out this queen. It could win one-on-one, but there is a second queen here. He's basically going to trade the Banshee and doesn't even get that queen kill. Nice pickup for TLO as Taeja steps forward and kills some creep tumors.
Yeah, he loses the Banshee for nothing there, and we do see trademark tanks coming out from Taeja. He's always been a big fan of building tanks here with that one factory, so he's going to be very good against Roach play, but not so much against Zerg and Baneling play. TLO's going to have to focus on bringing down these tanks. Basically, tanks are more expensive, they're slower compared to Widow Mines. If we see a very convincing fight that TLO wins, it's going to sting a lot more than it would do if it's Widow Mines, because it's much, much harder to replenish them. They're expensive units.
And that third command center does land. TLO is all over it. Going to possibly force a lift up, taking out at least a Mule and SCV. Nice bit of damage here. Taeja, on the other hand, he's been able to put a little bit of forward pressure with those Hellions, but the Zerglings actually getting in here. The tank will siege. The Zerglings is going to be held back for now, but the Hellions running into the third base, getting on top of a lot of these drones. Hasn't quite gotten a huge hit off yet, but now really starting to grill those drones apart. The Zerglings will catch these Hellions behind the mineral line, and TLO will hold us off for now, but taking a couple of losses there.
Yeah, but he does have a lot of Zerglings coming out here, which could put a bit of pressure back onto that third base. As you can see, both players' eyes focusing on this game. Who's going to be able to pull out of this? So remember, it is a best of 3. The winner, neither of them actually qualified for DreamHack Winter yet. And of course, a lot of WCS points on the line here as these Zerglings do come running in. May be able to get into the mineral line here.
Yeah, and the other thing is, if he gets on top of those SCVs, the tank splash will hurt him. The Marines do stimp down here. Taeja trying to hold on to this position, but TLO getting a little bit caught off on these hold-positioned SCVs, doing a little bit of damage, though. The 1-1 finishing up for Taeja. His armory is about 20 seconds off. 2-2 is already on the way for TLO. His Spire is complete. Both players on perfect point right now.
Yeah, so far so good from the German player here, going up against his teammate. Looking pretty good. Mulis are on the way now. Not too many mistakes from TLO. A couple of mistakes here from Taeja. Centrifugal Hooks now is on the way. And remember, TLO is the only non-Korean left in this tournament that's in the running for WCS top 16 points at the moment. It was him, Damaga, and Stefano. TLO can climb up with the points, making that ultimate goal here at BlizzCon at the end of the year. And another run by here by TLO. Nice supply depot bunker placement here, preventing these Zerglings from really doing anything.
Yeah, solid defense from Taeja. And another important thing to note, as you just stated, Taeja not really on the board here for WCS points. This is a good opportunity. He said in the interview he wants to be able to put himself on the map for that BlizzCon tournament. Viking gets picked off by the Mutalisks. Not quite as big of a deal. He's got his 2-2 on the way, and we see that +1 vehicle plating. Such a nice thing that Terran players have recently started to do, getting that extra sustainability on those Widow Mines as well as the Medivacs.
Yeah, well, look at this, though. We've actually seen just a single tank being made here from Taeja, playing very defensive. In case there was an attack coming from TLO, he had the option to build more, but now he's switched over to Widow Mines, and he will use the more cost-efficient unit here, building 3 Widow Mines at a time. The defense for Mutalisk, though, is pretty good here. Turrets in the third. Looking in the main, though, there's nothing in the main here. Oh my gosh.
These Mutalisks can do a lot of damage. The reactors are exposed as well. Can even shut down Combat Shield. Here the Mutalisks come from TLO into the main base of Taeja. Those SCVs, that's going to be free farm here. Beginning to poke away at them. The Marines rallying out. The Widow Mines coming in as well. And TLO just scooping up these units as they arrive, trying to move back and get some more of these SCVs. He just needs to make sure he doesn't take any hits from those Widow Mines, and he's just going to chew apart what he can. There's so much airspace, he can immediately duck away, taking minimal losses.
And behind this, his creep spread's looking pretty damn sexy. He's got a 4th base down as well, mining gas from that. The Hive is on the way just as 2-2 is about to complete. So he has a decent amount of time here to build Zerglings and Banelings, just like Jaedong did previously. But the Hive is coming down. He is aiming straight for those Ultralisks. But the Mutalisks do have another chance to come in here. Zerglings do make their way across the map. Inside the main base, though, defense is set up pretty good this time, as he does attempt to snipe onto the Medivac. Not going to work as there are Marines there.
And the Mutalisks, you know, it's more about the threat of the Mutalisks at this point. Taeja can't really make a big push out when he's this vulnerable in his main base. All of his production is exposed. He's actually going to give me your snipe this missile turret by the third base, possibly try to grab the SCVs here. He's going to take a few shots. The reactor on the starport could potentially go down, stimming these units, running them forward. And without the medevac support on those Marines, he's slowly but surely going to whittle them down. And really, the economy for TLO is one of the big things here. He has his 4th base. He's now getting a 5th base. Taeja, though, he's going for a very large push, Apollo.
TLO spotted this very, very late here. He hasn't got any Banelings, really. He's only got a couple. He needs more Banelings here. Zerglings are not going to do the job. These Marines are 2-2. TLO down in supply at this point. The Mule's coming from behind. The Banelings need to morph. Ooh, he could lose his 4th base here. It's a bit of a problem considering he doesn't have a 5th, and there is a drop headed towards the main base. Mules take too much damage there. TLO in a bit of pressure. 26 Banelings being morphed. Will he have enough to bring down this army? More Mules take damage to the drop inside the main base, distracting TLO at the same time. Is he going to be able to keep composed?
Well, those Marines pressing into the main base from that drop. TLO does have the Banelings now. He started that ultimate scabbard. Taeja trying to take the tip. He's going to get surrounded by these Banelings. The Widow Mine's getting a couple shots off. Not quite what he needs, though. He'll be forced to lift off. And TLO holding this attack off for now. But the Marines still in the main base. The drones had to be pulled away. He's going to bring everything back and drop at that 4th base at the same time. And TLO still not taking critical damage. But Taeja has such a huge army still right in his face.
Yeah, and he's found this 5th base up to the top right here and will bring that down. He's got those Marines still in the main base. TLO falling a little bit apart to this attack. He didn't have enough Banelings morphed in time there. He really should have had some preemptive Banelings ready to go, ready to rock and roll, but he was a little bit too slow, and now he's been pulled and dragged apart. And now another army is here. Can he get the right Widow Mine hits?
Great shots, taking out the majority of the Banelings for TLO, and he's just going to GG. Taeja opening up 1-0 in this team kill best of 3. and he is looking stellar here. See, a little bit of hand warming up there, and a really, really solid opening to this match. It all took, after that first engagement when TLO went in, tried to get the surrounding the units, he did force the Marines to lift up, but he didn't take out those Widow Mines. And Taeja moving those forward. He didn't need any additional ones from his main base.
Yep.
Burrowed, all the Banelings dead.
Yeah, the biggest mistake from TLO is that at the point when that first army moved out, when 2-2 was done for the bio, he did not have any Banelings. He had about 5 Banelings on the field. He needed more at that point. He didn't build the hive to get 3-3 as soon as the hive was done. He had room to build Banelings. That was the biggest problem. He got dropped in the main, didn't have enough Banelings in time to take a fight, allowed Taeja to get in position, and from there on out just crumbled under Taeja's grasp of that game, just really come around and took it for his own.
And also props, of course, to Taeja for holding off the Mutalisk aggression. He really didn't take any critical amounts of damage, and that allowed him to propel himself further and get that very large army. TLO, nice play so far, but he's going to be a bit more aware of when Taeja's moving out onto the field.
Yeah, and well, we'll see if TLO can keep this up, because to be honest, he played pretty good in that game until that single mistake happened where Taeja took full advantage. And at this level of StarCraft 2, in the round of 8 at DreamHack Summer 2013, mistakes will get punished. These players are not going to allow you to make a mistake like that and allow you, more importantly, to get away with it.
So, Paulo, our next map here is going to be Neo Planet S. How do you feel about this map as far as what we saw in terms of strategies from both of these players in game number 1?
Neo Planet S is a great map for Widow Mines here. As we see, there is TLO, and he's going to have to really keep that in consideration. Widow Mine play is great. It's very funneled. It's difficult to get good surrounds. He could play something else, though. He could play Roach Hydra, but from what I've seen of TLO, he likes to keep using the same style, keep using the same composition, Zergling, Baneling, Mutalisk. Taeja may try something risky, like a 2-Rax, may try something a little bit dodgy, but in all honesty, why would he need to if he's confident in how he's going to play this out?
Yeah, I mean, it's still a good point that he has the options open for this second game. He could go for the quick kill. It has a very small rush distance. You can proxy barracks very close to an opposing Zerg player, but we are counting down now, and I feel like, how do you, I guess I'll ask you first, how you feel who's going to be able to take the second game? Is Taeja going to be able to close it out here against TLO?
I don't know, man. What would you say before? Let me think about it.
I feel like Taeja's got a lot of momentum on his side.
Yeah.
The kind of mistake that TLO made wasn't one where he really got caught off, like he made a big error. It was more so he was a bit caught off guard by something that he should have been able to see, and that could get inside of his head very quickly here, as he is one of those players that's a bit more emotional than others.
That's right. We'll see if we can keep calm here as we do load into this next map.
And here we are, guys, on Neo Planet S, spawning in the bottom left position as the red Zerg player currently down one game in this best of 3. It is Team Liquid's TLO. And he's got a little bit to overcome here against his opponent in this team kill match against this guy spawning in the top right position as our blue Terran player. Coming in also from Team Liquid, it is Taeja.
Of course, a previous DreamHack champion, DreamHack Valencia 2012. TLO, without a big win in a while here, definitely needs to break this barrier, though, of the round of 8. If he can do that, then he can do anything, I feel. And if he's able to get past Taeja, then he could do incredibly well in that semi-final against Jaedong, despite Jaedong being, of course, amazing. But look at this down here in the bottom right-hand side of this map, just outside of TLO's vision range.
Yes, we're going to have a proxy barracks. A second SCV is rolling in here as well to build a second barracks. This is that aggressive play that we're talking about. Taeja trying to close this out with a very fast 2-0.
TLO has not got a drone scout. He's going to get to the natural very late, and of course, the Overlord may not, it doesn't have to see anything on the natural because the command center could be in the main base here. TLO does go, or is he going to go for the spawning pool next? I think he is going to get the spawning pool next, not the gas. So at this point, it's a 15 spawning pool.
And I think
holds can be made. They definitely can be made seeing it late. I've seen it before, and especially if the micro is slipping, it slips up a little bit. but TLO is checking in the wrong locations here. This is an incredibly tense moment here for the German player. I wonder now, this natural overlord spots that SCV. Where did that SCV come from? He didn't see it leave, and he pulls his overlord back here. He didn't see it leave from the right location here. He's sending out a drone, and he sees a bunker coming down. He said, okay, I think TLO realizes what's going on. That SCV coming from that kind of location at that time would have given it away.
Yeah, he's going to pull a bunch of drones, try to shut this bunker down. He will be able to force the cancel there. Now the first Marines are arriving at the natural. The drones immediately trying to mineral walk towards that the potential third base here just to get a surround on this army. But TLO sees the second supply depot coming in. He realizes what he's up against. Another bunker pretty far away from that natural hatchery. He's going to need a second one. There it is. And if this bunker completes, TLO is going to be in a very difficult position in terms of holding his natural expansion.
If that spine crawler completes, TLO can still do this though. Let's see how well his nerves are. We've talked about how TLO can stay calm in these situations. He's trying to mineral walk his drones through. If he gets the surround on these Marines, it could be massive. He's getting a couple of hits down. Doesn't really want this bunker to complete. That SCV is so low, but he's going to let it complete here. And that second bunker is going to complete as well. The SCV gets targeted down, so no more repairing. Spine crawler close to finishing here. An incredibly tense moment here, but there is no SCV out there. The second bunker will not complete. The spine crawler going to take some damage. Zerglin's taking damage too. Oh, the spine crawler does not want to go down here. Taeja could take this. He's up in supply. He's got a lot of Marines. There's not too many units here for TLO. The spine crawler's already down to 25%.
And the real question here is how much does Taeja want to commit? He's still continuing to produce these Marines, rallying them for. He's only going to send out one more SCV, not going for a big pull in this situation. But that spine crawler is so low. I don't even think we have a queen here to transfuse this, so
he needs to go
it's going to come down to a lot of control available from these units.
There's an SCV coming to build that second bunker. He needs to go before that second bunker finishes. The spine crawler gets targeted down. The Lings come in for a surround, but there's too many Marines here. TLO's in a world of trouble. Taeja may be able to move on to the semi-final. The spine crawler goes down. The Marines also go down, though. This is still incredibly tense. 8 more Zerglings on the way. Can TLO do this? He needs to pull back. Needs to keep calm. The SCV has to go down. Cannot let that second bunker complete. That's a good goal.
Right now, TLO is doing what he needs to do. He's holding this off. He did lose that spine crawler, so these Marines can do a bit more micro, but killing off enough of those Marines is going to help him. And he's also been pretty aggressive about putting the drones here in this natural expansion. The Marines not quite able to shut this down, and if he doesn't do that, it was going to get surround, running into the bunker, but that second bunker not being able to complete has been the most key part of this hold for TLO.
He tried to get us around there. He couldn't quite get it on. The Queen is coming down. Another SCV to build that second bunker. If that second bunker completes, I don't think TLO can hold this game, and Taeja may move on to the semi-final to face off against Jaedong. And here comes the SCV, and that bunker is going to complete. TLO is in so much trouble. Here come the drones. One last effort.
He's going to try to get us around on this bunker. He still has the Marines in the back bunker to help assist this one. He's not going to be able to shut down. All the Zerglings are dead. It's just drones and a Queen. Taeja moving forward with more of these Marines. He's going to be able to take out this bunker. And at this point, all TLO can do is make a couple more Zerglings, possibly try to go for one last throw on this. But with the command center coming up for Taeja, I don't quite know how many options TLO has left.
Yeah, he's taken an extractor in his main base. TLO coming into this series was absolutely the underdog against Taeja. Taeja is such a fantastic player. Is a former DreamHack champion himself. And now TLO is trying to play this from behind. There's just too many Marines here. I don't think it's going to be possible. As you can see, the Zerglings are almost going to get just caught off here. Drones coming down. Taeja does back off to the ramp, but it looks like this is in favor of Taeja. He's played such a good tournament so far, and is he back to form here? He played a good game previously, and TLO up against it. 10 supply behind. A command center is actually down here at the back as well for Taeja.
He has a lot of economy being set up behind this. He's even built 2 additional barracks in his main base, and the Marines are coming in now. He's going to try to pull the drones, maybe try to get a surround. It's his only chance, and have the Zerglings at the front. He is going to get those drones behind the Marines. These Zerglings are in good position, but is it going to be enough? The Marines stutter stepping backwards, farther and farther back. He's going to make it to that bunker, and TLO will not be able to shut this attacking force down.
And TLO is down to 18 supply. He's had a fantastic tournament so far, but he's not going to make it, unfortunately. Taeja moves on to the semi-final, and we have our first semi-final. It is going to be Lee Jae-dong versus Liquid Taeja.
Okay, so Taeja, congratulations. You'll be in that next semifinal round. Of course, kind of a mixed bag of feelings. You did defeat a teammate, so do you have any words for TLO as you move on?
TLO 할 말 있는지 TLO한테. TLO한테 할 말 있는지.
여기서 팀킬하게 돼서 좀 미안하긴 하지만 프로는 프로니까 네, 뭐 딱히 할 말은 없고 다시 높은 곳에서 나중에 다시 만났으면 좋겠어.
So I mean, both are pros. So I mean, he's sorry that he had to knock him out, but this is how this game works, and he hopes that they're going to meet each other in the further round next time, in the further tournaments.
Very good. So that does set up Taeja versus Jaedong. You guys have played a lot of games in the past. Oftentimes the results of in-house training is not made very public, but how have you done in the past and how do you feel confidence-wise going into this match?
이재동 선수랑 하는데 연습할 때 누가 더 많이 이기고 그리고 지금 이재동 선수랑 4강에서 만날 건데 자신 있는지?
그냥 거의 비슷하게 이기고 지고 하는 것 같고 4강에서 만나는데 제가 결승 갔으면 좋겠어.
So when they train and play each other, it's like kind of 50-50. So both win, both lose, and he hopes that he will make it to the finals. Actually,
Very good. And one last question. If you were to make it to the finals, a very likely opponent would be Life. There's a lot of hype around Life. He's the supposed favorite to win this tournament. But everyone's looking to him to see who could beat him. If you were to face Life, what kind of odds would you give yourself at beating him?
또 결승까지 올라가면 랭나랑 만나게 되면 또 이길 자신 있는지 그리고 몇 프로 정도 되는지 우승할 자신. 랭나 만나면 우승할 자신 있는지.
제가 저그전을 정말 잘한다고 생각하기 때문에 질 수 없다고 생각해가지고 거의 랭나가 올라온다면 거의 한 99% 될 것 같아.
So he's really confident in his TVZ and he thinks that he can't lose. And even if Rangna Live is coming up, he would 99% that he's going to win.
Okay. The gauntlet has been thrown. Well, thank you and congratulations, Taeja. We'll see you guys very soon. Thank you very much. Which does set up time for our next quarterfinal match, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of Life, it is going to be Startel Life versus Prop Show, the final Swede in this tournament. But before we go there, we will do a quick commercial break. I'll see you guys soon.